Welcome back to Let's Talk Wednesdays, everyone. My name is Melshani Collins, and I am the CEO and family advocate of the Grace Agency, where we advocate for families that have child welfare cases. We also help fathers to gain paternal rights to their children through legitimation and other court petitions, such as contempt, paternity, third party custody, modification of child support, modification of custody and visitation. We also help with the paternity acknowledgement form and the putative father registry. And don't worry, I will be doing an informational session a little bit later that will give you more information on what those particular petitions are so that you'll know if that is a service that you are in need of. And also, we help families to locate local community resources. And how we started doing that was through our Let's Talk Wednesdays, right? For those of you that have never joined us on our Let's Talk Wednesdays, it is where we allow other organizations, businesses, and agencies to give information on the resources and the services that they have to offer. And the reason why we started doing this was because there are so many resources and services available. And I'm in so many groups of people that need help with housing, utility assistance, financial assistance, employment. And so I figured, you know what, why not bring this valuable and pertinent information to the community so that if they ever run across a problem or a circumstance that they are in need of, that they'll be able to come to this page, you all, and find that resource that they are in need of. And we're not just giving out information where you are having to call a 1-800 number, right? We're giving real contact, real emails, real phone numbers about different groups or different resources that you can use, okay? So if you are in need of the services that are specific for my agency, definitely give me a call at 678-729-7261. Or you can visit our website, which is www.grace-ga.com. And on that website, you'll find some radio buttons on there that'll have book now or free consultation. Click those buttons, and inside that, a form will pop up. Put all your information that it is requesting and hit submit, and it'll come straight to me. And then I'll be able to schedule an appointment to do a free consultation with you. Or if you would like to email me at melshaniquecollins@gmail.com. And that is M as in Mary, ELSHANIQUE, okay, at gmail.com. Put a little information in the body of the email, get that over to me, but make sure you put your best contact information and the information for how you would like to be contacted, and when, because that is important. So if I'm able to do your consultation, I'll give you a call right away. But if not, I'll always try to call within 24 to 48 hours. Okay. So again, you all, that email is melshaniquecollins@gmail.com. So, okay, we have a new resource today, you all. I met this resource, and her name is Thandiwe Harris. And she does it with her sons, which is so very unique because you don't really see too many agencies or organizations or businesses where it's family oriented, but this one is. So I met her at a place called G.R.A.C.E, and I literally signed up for this on Eventbrite. I'm always looking for different ways to support other organizations, or also to find out more information about who they are and the services that they have to offer, so I can bring those services to you all. So I met Miss Thandiwe at Grit and Grace, and she did a listening session for her organization that both her and her sons have started. And I felt like it was information that I know a lot of us run across, but we don't actually, know how to deal with these type of issues. And because they dealt with it personally in their family, and you're going to hear a little bit of their story today, I felt like it was a valuable resource to bring to social media. So I'm about to join them in, okay? And the organization name is Sibling Supporting Siblings, and I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. So give me 1 second. Hello, Aaron and Thandiwe. How are you doing?
Hey, we're doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. I'll let Aaron speak for himself.
How you doing, Aaron?
I'm doing good.
Good, good, good.
Hello, everyone. So, my name's Aaron Vasquez. I'm a person in long term recovery. And what that means to me is I used to use substances and I overcame my addiction and I work real hard to restore my relationship with my siblings. And I give back now by working with siblings, supporting siblings, which consists of my younger brother and my younger sister who aren't able to attend at the moment. And at the moment, we do pop ups where if you have an event, we present a group meeting.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And
Who's
Miss Thandiwe,
excited?
you would introduce yourself and who you are.
Sure, sure, absolutely. Aaron's excited, and so am I. My name is Thandiwe Harris, and I'm a mom, and I'm a mother of 5 children.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a mom that knows what it's like when behavioral health challenges affect a home, because it affects the entire family, not just the individual. And so, in my journey, in our family recovery story, we had experienced a lot. As Aaron shared earlier, he is a person in long term recovery, which is awesome. Prior to recovery, with the substance use challenges that he had, again, our family was greatly impacted. There wasn't peace in our home, and everyone was upset. In that journey, on our journey, I became a certified peer specialist for parents.
Mm-hmm.
And what that is a parent who is raising a child with behavioral health challenges, mental health challenges, oftentimes co-occurring. And what we do is we support other parents who are going through those same challenges. And I found out through our own journey, as well as serving other families and having the privilege to serve other families, that the sibling dynamic is very it affects the siblings in a different way, and I found that there were services and supports available for parents. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
was, a certified peer specialist for parents, right? There were clinical services for the family member, and in this case, working with the child or youth, young adult who had a diagnosis, and there really wasn't anything supporting the siblings. and
Mm-hmm.
and that was really, really big, because my heart was broken as a mom, because my siblings were really, really upset about a lot of things. And I was like, wow, there is a need here. So when Aaron, his recovery journey began, and I realized, hey, there's a need here. So I spoke with him, and I spoke with his brother, and his younger sister. And I said, hey, let's start something. What do y'all think? And they were all on board, because they wanted to give back. And we as a family wanted to give back. And it's been a real blessing. There's also is another son involved as well. So he is a very key part of the organization, but he's very behind the scenes. So he was unable to attend the listening session that you were at. However,
Okay.
he does a lot of setting up. He does a lot of whatever is needed. And so he's like the behind the scenes one, where Aaron and Jared, who you got the opportunity to meet,
Mm-hmm.
they are the face, as well as like Aaron said, my other daughter is also very involved as well. She's kind of behind the scenes. So we're growing, and it started out with us, and we've had a volunteer, because we've recognized that people want to know that siblings, there is something available for siblings.
Mm-hmm.
And that listening session, there were a lot of adults there that were sharing their own experiences, as well, as far as how different challenges may have affected the home. So it's really a blessing. We consider it a real blessing, to be able to do this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And before we get into all the questions and the things that the community may want to know, first of all, thank you all for taking time out to be on our Let's Talk Wednesday. Because I know Miss Thandiwe, you are working, and Aaron, you might be working and having other things to do as well. So first of all, thank you for just joining us today and sharing your story, because it's very personal.
Yeah.
To get on here and share your journey, your recovery story with people who, although they are strangers, I'm sure that this story is not a stranger to anyone, right? There's a lot of families that are dealing with siblings that are having behavioral health issues or are dealing with some type of substance recovery. And so first of all, thank you all for sharing your story. And so I wanted to ask Aaron in particular, before we get into the organization, Aaron, what was it like growing up with behavior health challenges that maybe your other siblings had not, experienced or could relate to? What was that like?
Well, it's like having two different sides of yourself, really,
Mm-hmm.
because I was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and at the same time, I want to be a big brother because I have three brothers and two sisters, but
Mm-hmm.
I can see that they're disappointed in my behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like trying to maintain it, and at the same time, that was kind of very hard with the substance addiction that I had.
Was it difficult when you started experiencing symptoms? Was it difficult to try to understand what was going on with you at that time?
Well, that's when we were before I was in the sixth grade, we
Mm-hmm.
were all like very, very close, like, hanging out when mom and dad's gone to wrestle in the living room, play video games together, watch cartoons. We were real close until it started me growing up, and I was kind of an example because I'm the third oldest.
Got you, got you. And so after you were diagnosed, did it change the relationship with your siblings? Like, were you able to relate more to them, or it kind of distanced you all a little bit more because now, it's known that there's something different going on with you?
It was kind of distanced us.
Okay.
Yeah. They started looking for friends to hang out with after school instead of the quality time we used to have throughout the years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it did that distance help to lead you into substance use?
Yes.
Okay, okay. And Miss Thandiwe, how did that come about with before Aaron was diagnosed and you noticed something, was different that was going on with him? How, as a parent, did that affect you in the relationship that he, was having or a lack of with his siblings?
I'm so honestly, Melchanique, it was hard. And that's just being perfectly honest and putting it in simplest terms. Very hard, challenging, because there was obviously the need that Aaron had. We had to address the challenges, the diagnosis and then the substance use. And when you have that combination and there's recovery hasn't started, like I shared, it really impacts the entire home. And so my other children, they were confused. They didn't understand what's going on because, like
Mhm.
Aaron said, we were very close. They were very tight. Aaron taught his younger brother how to ride a bike. And so they didn't know what's going on with their brother. Like it was foreign, and things started to get progressively, it was getting harder and more challenging and more challenging. And so it was really hard for them because they had questions for me.
Mhm.
And at the same time, I'm trying to support him and get him the help that he needs. And they were impacted by it in a sense where they didn't know what was going on. And so they didn't feel comfortable talking about it to a lot of people because they didn't know anyone else that was going through the same challenges, or even something similar. And so it was really hard for me as a mom because I want to be there for everyone, because everyone is important, right? There's no there now. Obviously, there was a lot of time and focus was directed towards Aaron,
Mhm.
because there was a strong need there. And so sometimes kids don't always understand that part. And
Absolutely.
so I think things started getting better. I had to do a lot of understanding myself. I had to learn a lot. um,
Mhm.
and once I started getting some information, I could share it with the kids and help them get a better understanding. Our faith, my faith, was a very big part of that. I'll be
Mhm.
honest with you. A lot of prayer, a lot of prayer. Um,
Right.
I have a good support system of people that I felt comfortable reaching out with, and people that I went to church with. Hey, pray for me, pray for me. Send out group chat. Please lift me up, lift us up in prayer. That helped a lot. for my spiritual strength.
Mhm.
I'm very thankful. However, I still needed understanding. I needed knowledge. I needed to know what was going on. And so when I started getting some information, that was very helpful. And then when I started to do peer support work, like I didn't know that existed. So when I started providing peer support to parents, I was like, how come nobody told me about this? Like, how come I didn't have a peer specialist?
Right.
But through that part, I was really able to learn even more and find out from different, because you have to take a certification. You have to make sure that you keep your CEUs, and so, which was a lot of great information. So it was hard. However, I started getting some answers and things started getting better. However, it was a journey over time. It did not happen instant. And that's what happens with families. You want to see everything improve and get better. You have all these questions. However, it takes time. And my children were younger.
Mhm.
So there's a different, the tenacity that I have as a mom, as an adult, is cannot be compared to a child that just says, hey, what's going on?
Right.
Where's my brother? I want him back.
Right. Absolutely. So let me ask you something, Miss Harris. Because I know at the listening session, one of the questions that was asked was, well, how do you know if you're depressed? Like, how do you know if, you are experiencing some type of mental health? Because aren't we all, allowed to have bad days or, allowed to be down? So, what was the difference? And I wanted to ask you, how did you start noticing that there was something that was going on with Aaron that was not just for his age group, right? We know that boys are rambunctious and, they like to play, or they might have bad days, or, something might have happened with a friend at school. How did you know? What were some of the symptoms of what was going on with Aaron that led you to know that something was different? And the reason why I'm asking that is because everyone, will like to chalk things up to, children are children, but sometimes there are certain indicators that something else may be going on that a parent may need to see, like, hey, this might be something different that I might need to have assessed. So, what were some things you started noticing in Aaron that made you think that, hey, something's different?
Okay, well, so the first question that you asked, as far as how do because we all have different, stress in life and everything. And I tell people I'm not clinical at all. I let people know all the time, I am not clinical. I'm not a therapist. So there's nothing wrong with reaching out and asking questions, going to your primary care doctor, going to a counselor, finding out information,
Mm-hmm.
if you feel that you're feeling sad or something, and you just don't know and you don't feel like yourself. There's nothing wrong with reaching out to professionals and getting help. I
Absolutely.
that's the best that I can say, because I don't have the credentials to make a determination. Now, for Aaron, the second question, for what I observed was with being withdrawn. Now, let me just put this out here. These are my own observations.
Okay.
Everyone is different. I don't want to say that, I want to make this disclaimer that this is everyone's circumstance. So I'm going to be speaking from my own experience here.
Right.
And so he was starting to withdraw more and more. Um, he, as a child, up until things started changing, he was very extroverted, and I started seeing that extroverted personality uh, change to being very withdrawn. Noticing that he wasn't, what's the word I'm looking for? He wasn't caring so much about how he carried, how he looked, you know what I mean? As far as, making sure that, uh, just his, what's the word I'm looking for? He wasn't really so much concerned about his appearance, which was unlike him because he was, he always cared about his appearance. So
Mm-hmm.
there were a couple of things that were happening. But I think the biggest one was noticing him being very withdrawn and not communicating as much and pulling away. That was a big sign, because back to what he said in the beginning, we raised our children to be very close, and that's why I believe one of his goals, once his recovery did start, was how can I repair this with my family first? Because
Mm,
that was something foundational that me and his dad put into place at a very, very young age.
got you, got you. And Aaron, just backing off of what your mom said about you wanting to repair the relationship after you had been diagnosed and had gotten into the substance use, what was your drive for wanting to repair the relationship with your family?
My drive, well, it was because I was very lonely. It ended up. I came a long way in the substance use, being homeless, unhoused, and it came up to me just having a place to live, but nobody reaching out to me. No family text message, no more group messages, no more likes on Facebook, no more hanging out, no more playing video games, and I got myself into recovery. I wanted to restore that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it was I was very lonely. I didn't have no one to talk to. It was just me, myself, and I. You know.
Wow. Wow. And you know what? I think that's important that you said that, Aaron, because many people feel like people that get into substance use are just out there, not caring, doing what they want to do. But from what I'm hearing from you, that you actually really cared. You wanted to have that communication back with your family. You wanted to be close. Probably just in that time frame of substance use, you really just didn't know how to. And
Yeah,
so,
and I knew I had to put the drugs away because it was times when I was living with my siblings and I was in active addiction. Our quality time would be there. It would just be a day I didn't have money for drugs. Our relationship would be there, but I
mhm.
was in my ways of using drugs, and that's what corrupted it.
So, how important is family to anyone that's going through recovery?
Extremely important
And if
because
I
without their support, you're only going to get worse and worse. You're going to go deeper and deeper into addiction. Without someone praying for you, or yeah, without someone praying for you, or without their support, trying to at least talk to you and
Mm-hmm.
reach out to you and tell you there's help out there,
Mm-hmm.
you know, then you're just going to get deeper into your addiction, which isn't good.
and,
Absolutely.
and and if I could say one thing as well, Melchanique, with
Mm-hmm.
that, that's a great point where, when it's never good to be isolated, right?
Right.
And so would I, and Aaron was, it took a while once he got into recovery and realized, hey, I'm missing my family and all of that stuff, even missing them sometimes when he was alone and everything. When he started his recovery journey, it took a while. Like, he had to reestablish trust. It wasn't like Aaron's in recovery and all the other kids were like, yay,
Right.
he had to really work to earn. He had to show consistency, and that's really important. And I want to encourage, because some people may not know if they, whatever their family dynamic looks like. There's also organizations out there that you can reach out to, like where we had our event at G.R.A.C.E. They are a recovery community. So what
Mm-hmm.
they do is they have different events. And so while you're, you know, if maybe during Aaron's time of establishing his relationship with his family, sibling specific, he had a recovery community of people there that were not necessarily his relatives, and he
Mm-hmm.
can share about that. But he had meetings, he had support. They would do things, and that's really important. Connection is important.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Aaron, first of all, I want to tell you congratulations, because I can't relate, right? But I've had family members that have went through the same thing, and it took years and years and years of up and downs for them to get to a place of stability with their mind, with housing, finances. And so, what were some ways that after you started going through the recovery, what were some ways that you started building that relationship back with your siblings?
Um, well, it was a process. It was a process. I entered sober living housing, and I ended up getting counseling for 2 years. And they saw the progress in of me being sober, going to group meetings, taking, even getting my medication. You know, and we started. Like I ended up, since I was stable, I ended up being able to afford my own apartment, and we would play video games at my house, watch sports. One thing we like to watch is like battle rappers, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we would just hang out on the weekends, buy pizza. We go bowling. To this
Okay.
day, we still bowl. We go bowling every week. You know, yeah, we just started spending quality time because they saw the real me back. That was their older brother from our childhood. I'm no longer addicted to these substances. I want to live a productive life. I go to church. We build each other up in the spirit because I go to church and they
Oh,
go to church. Yeah, so that's what really brought us back together.
awesome, awesome. And Miss Harris, with you being the mom and seeing that relationship restored, and also seeing Aaron get better, what did that do for you? Because I'm excited just hearing that restoration come back to your family.
Oh, I can't put it all in words. I mean, God is good. He
Yes,
answered
he is.
prayers. He answered our prayers. You know, when I say our, mine, his dad, siblings, they were, I would say, hey, let's pray for your brother, and we would pray, and it warms my heart. It really, really does. It really, because I after a while it was just it was tough. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
It was so tough, and again, it was a while. So now that we are here, I'm very thankful. I'm very humble. I want to help others, and that's when I realized, that's why we're here now. So
Mm-hmm.
it makes me feel, as a mom, it's awesome. It feels great. I'm thankful to the Lord, and I I didn't, to see us where we are right now. I didn't see any of this. I did not know that everything that I went through, all the nights of just being wide awake,
Right.
not sleeping. All of, the list goes on, and we have a short period of time. I know that it's time. It's going to be your show is going to be over soon, but I didn't see this. I didn't see big picture. I didn't know we would get here, and so I'm just very thankful to God. I'm so blessed, and I just want to help others who are going through the same thing, families and other siblings and other parents that have the same feeling that I had, but just didn't
Mm-hmm.
know that support was available. There are a lot of people out there that really need help,
Okay.
and we're not clinical. I say it all the time. We are not a clinical service, but we're here to support family recovery and strengthen sibling relationships, because
Okay.
that's really important.
So now, just moving forward, now that Aaron has went through recovery and the relationship has been restored with the family, and you all have decided to now build an organization of how siblings can support other siblings that are going through behavior health and substance use, share with us the vision and the mission of siblings supporting siblings.
Sure. So the vision is, we want to see family recovery promoted throughout Georgia, right? And the reason why I keep saying family, because it affects the entire household. So that's the vision, to see this promoted and supported. And it is already supported and promoted, but we want to see it grow and expand. But the
Mm-hmm.
mission is to really support families, with siblings, specifically by creating, having, we've had listening sessions, but also opportunities where we can do workshops that are very creative. We were very intentional about not making our organization based upon what we experience, because that would be accurate but incomplete, because
Mm-hmm.
everyone's experiences are different from ours, and we're here to serve, we're here to give back. So the purpose of the listening session was to get feedback on on information so that we can carve the groups meetings that we have around the needs and interests of the people,
Right.
and insert when it applies our lived experience, so use our lived experience. However, we're there to support and give back. So that's what we're doing now, is to just bring that support. So we are doing pop-ups, as Aaron said, where there's an organization out there that has a topic that is related to family recovery, sibling relationships, when those challenges hit the home, behavioral health. Let us know what your topic is. We will come with a presentation and be able there to answer any questions, and to meet the needs that the people that they serve have, and so that's what we're doing right now. So we have a couple coming up. We've done some virtual meetings as well, and so we're really excited about doing these pop-up workshops, because again, it's there, the request from the organization.
Mm-hmm.
That's we customize it around, and so we're really excited.
Okay, awesome. So, if there are individuals out there or families that are currently experiencing what you all have experienced, or even something that's a little bit different, are there any resources or are there any services that you all are offering to them if it's just a family or individuals?
Sure. So right now, if it's an individuals or family, I'm just gonna we're growing to that point, right, where we're doing pop-ups, and we will do group meetings within in areas of where we're requested to go, as well as sponsoring some events like you went to ourselves. If there are families that are in need of different behavioral health services,
Mm-hmm.
if they are uninsured or underinsured, or have Medicaid, I would encourage to go to a community service. If they don't have a provider already, a community service board in the region that you live in, and that would be a way to get services.
Okay.
Um, if there is someone who would like, a parent out there who would like a certified peer specialist to support, to get that peer support, and they are underinsured or uninsured, and their child has a diagnosis, again, you could go, I suggest a recommendation would be to go to your community service board in your area that would be able to get you that support there.
Okay. Okay. So you all are in the process of building the different
Yes.
workshops and building groups and things like that,
Yes.
that you can serve not just organizations but families that may need, your services as well.
Yes, eventually we will get to that point. So right now we are doing group sessions
Okay.
primarily. Yes, and
Okay.
then as we grow, so we're not doing one-on-one support at this time.
Okay.
But
Awesome.
we are doing groups, and again, if there's an organization out there you would like us to come to your organization, we would be honored, and and just feel very privileged to be able to do that. As well as we put up our own events as well, which we're going to have one. We're planning one right now, actually, because the response was very. I noticed there was people wanted to communicate and talk, and so
Mm-hmm.
we were very well received. That was the one that you went to, was the second listening session we had. So we're figuring out a couple of things as we're growing and building.
Awesome. Awesome. So if organizations are in need of your services or they want you to come out and do a pop-up workshop, how can anyone be able to reach you?
Yes, so if you go on siblings, supporting siblings.com, that's our
Mhm.
website. So that's again siblings, plural, supporting siblings.com, or you can email us at siblings for siblings at gmail.com.
All right. And I am also putting that in the comments. So if anybody wants to reach out to you, they will be able to do so. So you said that your website is siblings.com.
Siblings supporting siblings.com.
Okay, and then your email, what is that again?
Siblings for siblings at gmail.com.
Okay, put that in there as well. Email is siblings for siblings. Dot. What is it again? Siblings for siblings. You said Gmail?
Yes.
Okay, at gmail.com. All right, I put that in there as well. Awesome, awesome. But so I really wanted to thank you all so much. I think it's very unique again that you and your family have decided to start this organization based off of things that you all have experienced personally. Because a lot of times families like to know that they are with somebody that has been through it, right? That you're not just giving them book knowledge or something that you learned in a class, but it's something that you have lived yourself to see that it's possible for somebody like Aaron to move through behavioral health and substance use and then to come out on the positive side of recovery. I think that is so important and it's so special about your organization. So again, I want to say thank you so much, Miss Thandiwe. Thank you, Aaron, so much. Is there anything that you all want to say before we part ways?
I would just like to thank you as well for allowing us to be on this platform.
Yes, ma'am.
We are very, very just glad to be here. We consider it an honor, and I just want everyone out there to know that families do recover, that there is hope, that
Yes.
you are not alone, and that things do get better. And you have a right to expect great things to happen for you. You have that right.
Awesome. Awesome. Anything you want to say, Aaron?
Yes, it was truly an honor for us to present today, and family recovery is real.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you both so much. And Miss Tannyway, if there's anything that I need, I definitely will be contacting you. Okay. And also I'll be
Absolutely.
sending people your way, because this is actually more common than people think when it's the siblings that are going through this and they're like, where's the resources, how to
Yeah,
help us to deal with what we dealt with going through that situation with our sibling. So if there's anything, I will definitely send everyone your way that may need this service. But thank you all so much.
you're welcome. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you.
All right, y'all have a great day.
Bye bye.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.